How to learn English while you sleep. Welcome to English Tonight. Have you ever wished you could learn English while sleeping? What if I told you that your brain can continue learning even when your body is resting? Many students discover that sleep learning is not only possible, it's one of the most effective ways to build your English skills naturally. I understand how tired you feel after a long day. Your eyes are heavy. Your body needs rest. And the last thing you want to do is open a textbook. But that small voice inside still whispers, "I want to improve my English." You're not lazy. You're just human. And tonight, I want to show you a different way to learn. When I first discovered sleep learning, I was skeptical. Could listening to English while sleeping really make a difference? But I was tired of feeling guilty about not studying every night. So I decided to try something new. One evening, instead of forcing myself to study, I simply played a gentle English audio as I lay in bed. The voice was soft, the sentences were simple, and I allowed myself to just listen without pressure. I didn't try to memorize anything. I didn't take notes. I just closed my eyes and let the English words wash over me. The next morning, something amazing happened. I woke up with English phrases naturally coming to mind. Not because I had studied them hard, but because my brain had absorbed them during sleep. It felt like magic, but it was simply my brain doing what it does best, learning patterns even while I rest. Sleep learning works because your brain remains active during sleep, processing and organizing information from your day. When you listen to English before and during sleep, you're giving your brain valuable material to work with. The key is repetition and simplicity. Here's what makes sleep learning so powerful. Your brain is relaxed and open to receiving information. There are no distractions or pressure to perform. Repetition helps cement the language patterns. You wake up with English already active in your mind. You don't need to understand every word. You don't need to stay awake trying to analyze the grammar. All you need to do is listen with an open mind and let your brain do the work. Tonight, you can start your sleep learning journey. Find a peaceful English audio, something with slow, clear speech and simple sentences. It could be a bedtime story, daily routine phrases, or positive affirmations in English. Make sure the volume is comfortable, not too loud to disturb your sleep. As you prepare for bed, instead of scrolling through your phone or watching television, press play on your chosen English audio. Lie down, close your eyes, and simply listen. Don't worry if you fall asleep quickly. Don't stress about understanding everything. Just let the English words become part of your night. Remember, this isn't about replacing your daytime English practice. It's about complementing it. Sleep learning helps build your familiarity with English sounds, improves your pronunciation intuition, and reduces your fear of the language. Many students report that after consistent sleep learning, they feel more comfortable with English sounds. Words come to them more easily when speaking. Their listening comprehension improves. They develop better pronunciation naturally. They feel more confident using English. The best part? You're learning while getting the rest your body needs. No more feeling guilty about not studying enough. No more forcing yourself to study when you're exhausted. Sleep learning turns your rest time into learning time. So tonight, give yourself permission to learn differently. Press play on some gentle English audio as you sleep. Trust that your brain is listening even when you're resting. Wake up tomorrow and notice if English feels a little more familiar, a little more comfortable. Your journey to English fluency doesn't have to be all hard work and struggle. Sometimes, the most effective learning happens when you're doing nothing at all, when you're sleeping peacefully, while English gently enters your mind. ready to continue to the next part, where I'll share exactly what type of English works best for sleep learning. Part 2. Setting up your sleep learning system. Now that you understand the power of sleep learning, let me show you exactly how to set up your own effective system. The right setup can make all the difference between just hearing English and actually absorbing it while you sleep. First, let's talk about what to listen to. Not all English content is created equal for sleep learning. You want material that is slow and clear, not fast conversations. Simple and repetitive, not complex grammar explanations. Calming and positive, not stressful or exciting. Familiar but not boring. Stories or phrases you can partially understand. The best content for sleep learning includes slow bedtime stories with simple vocabulary, daily routine descriptions, morning routines, evening routines, positive affirmations in English, simple dialogues with clear pronunciation, guided meditations in basic English children's stories with repetitive patterns. Avoid these types of content: fast-paced podcasts or news complex grammar lessons, exciting action stories, material with sudden loud sounds, content that makes you think too hard. I discovered that the most effective sleep learning happens when you use the same audio for several nights in a row. Your brain benefits from the repetition. The first night, it's getting familiar with the sounds. The second night, it's starting to recognize patterns. By the third or fourth night, it's truly absorbing the language. Here's my simple system for choosing sleep learning material. Length matters. Choose audio that's 20 to 30 minutes long. Too short, and your brain doesn't get enough exposure. Too long, and it might disrupt your sleep cycle. Voice quality. Select voices that are calm and soothing. Avoid voices that are too high-pitched, too fast, or have strong accents that are difficult to understand. Content level. Pick material where you understand about 70 to 80% of the words. If you understand everything, it's too easy. If you understand less than 60%, it's too difficult. Positive messaging. Choose content with uplifting or neutral messages. Your subconscious mind is more receptive during sleep, so positive English phrases can boost your confidence. Now, let's talk about timing and volume. The ideal time to start your sleep learning is about 10 to 15 minutes before you actually fall asleep. This gives your brain time to transition into learning mode while you're still somewhat conscious. Set the volume at a level where you can clearly hear the words, but it doesn't keep you awake. It should be like background music, present but not intrusive. Many people find that volume just loud enough to hear comfortably when awake works perfectly. If you use headphones, choose comfortable sleep headphones, or place your device at a distance where the sound is clear, but not overwhelming. The goal is to make the English audio part of your sleep environment, not a disturbance. One of my most important discoveries was creating a pre-sleep routine. Here's what works for me. About 30 minutes before bed, I stop using screens. I prepare my sleep learning audio. I do some light stretching or deep breathing. I start the audio as I settle into bed. I focus on relaxing my body while listening. This routine signals to my brain that it's time to switch into learning mode. The consistency helps my brain know what to expect and makes the learning more effective. Remember, the goal isn't to stay awake and study. The goal is to let the English enter your mind as you drift into sleep. If you find yourself focusing too hard and staying awake, try this. Breathe deeply and imagine the English words floating through your mind like clouds. Don't grasp at them. Don't try to memorize them. Just let them pass through while you relax. Many students worry. What if I fall asleep too quickly and miss most of the audio? This is actually perfect. Your subconscious mind continues processing the information even after you've fallen asleep. The parts you hear while falling asleep are often the most effectively absorbed. Another common concern: what if I don't understand everything I hear? This is completely normal and actually beneficial. Your brain is amazing at pattern recognition. Even without understanding every word, it's still picking up sentence structures, pronunciation patterns, and the music of the language. The beauty of sleep learning is that it complements your daytime learning. While you sleep, your brain organizes and reinforces what you learned during the day. By adding English audio, you're giving your brain more material to work with. Tomorrow, I'll share the specific types of audio that have worked best for me and my students, including where to find them and how to create your own custom sleep learning tracks. For tonight, simply choose one piece of English audio that meets these criteria. Set it up to play as you fall asleep. Trust the process. Your brain knows what to do, even when you're sleeping. Remember, every night you spend sleeping with English is another step toward fluency. You're not wasting time. You're learning in the most natural way possible. Sweet dreams and happy learning. I'll see you in the next part where we'll dive deeper into creating your perfect sleep learning playlist. Part 3. Creating your perfect sleep learning environment. Now that you understand what to listen to, let's create the perfect environment for sleep learning. The right setup can triple the effectiveness of your English absorption while you sleep. Your environment is more important than you might think. Just like a plant needs the right soil to grow, your brain needs the right conditions to learn during sleep. Let me share what I've learned about creating the ideal sleep learning space. Lighting matters. Start dimming lights about an hour before bed. Bright lights tell your brain it's daytime. Soft, warm lighting tells your brain it's time to wind down. I use a small lamp with a warm bulb, or sometimes just candlelight during my pre-sleep routine. Temperature control. Keep your room slightly cool, around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. A cool room helps your body relax into deeper sleep, which is when the most effective learning happens. If you're too warm, your body spends energy regulating temperature instead of focusing on learning. Comfort is key. Make sure your bed is comfortable. This isn't just about luxury. When you're physically comfortable, your brain can focus on processing the English audio instead of being distracted by discomfort. Eliminate distractions. Turn off notifications on your phone. Better yet, put your phone in another room or use airplane mode. The goal is to create a space where English is the only input your brain receives. The pre-sleep ritual. About 30 minutes before I start my sleep learning, I begin my wind-down ritual. I tidy my bedroom. A clean space helps clear my mind. I write down any worries or to-do lists for tomorrow. I do 5 minutes of gentle stretching. I drink a glass of water. I set up my audio with the volume just right. This ritual signals to my brain that we're transitioning into learning mode. Audio setup. Tips. I've experimented with different audio setups and found these work best. For speakers, place them across the room, not right next to your head. The sound should feel like it's surrounding you gently. For headphones, use sleep headphones, the flat ones you can wear while lying down. Regular headphones can be uncomfortable and might wake you up if you turn over. The magic of binaural beats. Some students find adding binaural beats or gentle background sounds helps. Soft rain, ocean waves, or ambient music can make the English audio more effective by putting your brain in the ideal state for learning. Consistency creates results. Try to sleep and wake at roughly the same time each day. Your brain loves patterns. When you maintain a consistent sleep schedule, Your brain knows when to expect sleep learning and prepares for it. The 90-minute rule aims for sleep learning sessions that are multiples of 90 minutes, the length of a sleep cycle. So 90 minutes, 3 hours, 4.5 hours, etc. This helps you wake up between cycles feeling more refreshed. For tonight, simply choose one piece of English audio that meets these criteria. Set it up to play as you fall asleep. Trust the process. Your brain knows what to do, even when you're sleeping. Remember, every night you spend sleeping with English is another step toward fluency. You're not wasting time. You're learning in the most natural way possible. Sweet dreams and happy learning. I'll see you in the next part where we'll dive deeper into creating your perfect sleep learning playlist. Part 3. Creating your perfect sleep learning environment. Now that you understand what to listen to, let's create the perfect environment for sleep learning. The right setup can triple the effectiveness of your English absorption while you sleep. Your environment is more important than you might think. Just like a plant needs the right soil to grow, your brain needs the right conditions to learn during sleep. Let me share what I've learned about creating the ideal sleep learning space. Lighting matters. Start dimming lights about an hour before bed. Bright lights tell your brain it's daytime. Soft, warm lighting tells your brain it's time to wind down. I use a small lamp with a warm bulb, or sometimes just candlelight during my pre-sleep routine. Temperature control. Keep your room slightly cool, around 65 to 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 to 20 degrees Celsius. A cool room helps your body relax into deeper sleep, which is when the most effective learning happens. If you're too warm, your body spends energy regulating temperature instead of focusing on learning. Comfort is key. Make sure your bed is comfortable. This isn't just about luxury. When you're physically comfortable, your brain can focus on processing the English audio instead of being distracted by discomfort. Eliminate distractions. Turn off notifications on your phone. Better yet, put your phone in another room or use airplane mode. The goal is to create a space where English is the only input your brain receives. The pre-sleep ritual. About 30 minutes before I start my sleep learning, I begin my wind-down ritual. I tidy my bedroom. A clean space helps clear my mind. I write down any worries or to-do lists for tomorrow. I do 5 minutes of gentle stretching. I drink a glass of water. I set up my audio with the volume just right. This ritual signals to my brain that we're transitioning into learning mode. Audio setup. Tips. I've experimented with different audio setups and found these work best. For speakers, place them across the room, not right next to your head. The sound should feel like it's surrounding you gently. For headphones, use sleep headphones, the flat ones you can wear while lying down. Regular headphones can be uncomfortable and might wake you up if you turn over. The magic of binaural beats. Some students find adding binaural beats or gentle background sounds helps. Soft rain, ocean waves, or ambient music can make the English audio more effective by putting your brain in the ideal state for learning. Consistency creates results. Try to sleep and wake at roughly the same time each day. Your brain loves patterns. When you maintain a consistent sleep schedule, your brain knows when to expect sleep learning and prepares for it. The 90-minute rule aims for sleep learning sessions that are multiples of 90 minutes, the length of a sleep cycle. So 90 minutes, 3 hours, 4.5 hours, etc. This helps you wake up between cycles feeling more refreshed. What about waking up? Here's a beautiful discovery. The first 10 minutes after waking are golden for language learning. Keep your English audio playing as you wake up naturally. Don't jump out of bed immediately. Let those English words be the first thing your conscious mind processes. Dealing with challenges. If you find the audio keeps you awake, lower the volume. Try different types of content. Start with just 15 to 20 minutes instead of all night. Use a timer to turn it off after you've fallen asleep. If you sleep through the audio and don't remember anything, this is actually perfect. Your subconscious is still processing the information. Many students report that words and phrases from their sleep learning suddenly appear when they need them during the day. Tracking your progress. Keep a simple sleep learning journal. Each morning, note what audio you listened to, how you felt when you woke up, any English words or phrases that came to mind naturally, your energy level throughout the day. After a week, you'll start to see patterns emerging. The power of belief. Here's the most important part. Believe this works. When you trust that your brain is learning while you sleep, you create a positive expectation that makes the learning more effective. It's like giving your brain permission to absorb the language. Tonight, focus on creating your ideal sleep environment. Don't worry about perfecting everything at once. Start with one improvement, maybe better lighting or eliminating phone distractions. Each small improvement makes your sleep learning more effective. Tomorrow, we'll dive into the specific audio techniques that have helped thousands of students accelerate their English fluency through sleep learning. Remember, you're not just sleeping, you're learning. Every night is an opportunity to move closer to fluency without extra effort. Your brain is designed to learn this way. You just need to create the right conditions for it to work its magic. Sleep well and learn well. Your English journey continues, even when your eyes are closed. Part 4. The Morning Connection. Reinforcing your sleep learning. Good morning. Or perhaps it's evening where you are. But let's talk about mornings, because what you do when you wake up can make your sleep learning twice as effective. I discovered that the first hour after waking is magical for language learning. Your mind is fresh, your subconscious is still close to the surface, and the English from your sleep learning is waiting to be activated. Here's my morning routine that turned sleep learning into real speaking ability. The gentle wake up. When you first open your eyes, don't jump out of bed. Lie there for just 2 minutes and let your mind wander. See if any English words or phrases from your sleep learning naturally come to mind. Don't force it. Just notice what's there. Morning affirmations in English. While still in bed, I say 3 simple English sentences out loud. They're always positive and always in present tense. I am an English speaker. My mind is full of English words. Today, I will understand more English. These aren't just positive thinking. They're activating the neural pathways that were strengthened during sleep. The bathroom mirror practice. This is where the magic happens. When you brush your teeth, look in the mirror and describe what you're doing in simple English. I am brushing my teeth. The water is warm. I am waking up. Use the present continuous tense. It's the most useful tense for daily life, and it's easy to practice. Breakfast commentary. As you prepare your morning coffee or tea, continue the internal monologue in English. I am making coffee. The smell is good. I am hungry for breakfast. If you live with family, do this quietly in your mind. If you live alone, say it out loud. The 5-minute review after breakfast. Take just 5 minutes to review something from your sleep learning. If you listen to a story, try to recall 1 sentence. If you listen to vocabulary, try to use 3 words in sentences. Why this morning practice works so well. It activates sleep learning. You're taking the English that your brain processed overnight and bringing it into your conscious mind. It builds confidence. Starting your day with successful English use sets a positive tone for the entire day. It creates English thinking patterns. When you describe your morning in English, you're training your brain to think in English. It's practical. You're learning vocabulary and grammar that you actually use in daily life. Common morning scenarios and their English practice. Making breakfast. I am cutting an apple. The toast is ready. I need more milk. Getting dressed. I am wearing blue today. These shoes are comfortable. I need a jacket. Leaving home. I am locking the door. The weather is nice. I am going to work. The key is consistency. Do this morning practice every day, even on weekends, even when you're tired, even when you don't feel like it. The consistency is what creates the neural pathways that lead to fluency. What if you remember nothing from your sleep learning? This is completely normal, especially at first. On those mornings, simply use basic English you already know. The act of using English in the morning is what matters most. The progress you'll notice. After a week of morning practice combined with sleep learning, you'll start noticing English words coming to mind more easily, less hesitation when speaking, better understanding of English sounds, more confidence in your ability. After a month, you might find yourself thinking in English spontaneously, understanding English videos better, speaking with better rhythm, needing less translation in your mind. The most important part: be kind to yourself. Some mornings, you'll remember lots of English from your sleep learning. Other mornings, very little. This is normal. The consistency matters more than any single day's results. Your brain is like a garden. The sleep learning plants the seeds. The morning practice waters them. With consistent care, the flowers of fluency will grow. Tonight, when you do your sleep learning, remember that tomorrow morning you'll have this gentle practice waiting. Your English journey continues from the moment you open your eyes. Tomorrow, we'll explore how to combine sleep learning with daytime activities for even faster progress. But for today, focus on making your mornings English rich and positive. Remember, every morning is a new opportunity to become the English speaker you want to be. Your dedication to this practice will transform your relationship with English, from studying to living the language. Sweet dreams tonight, and confident awakenings tomorrow. Part 5. Advanced Sleep Learning Techniques. You've mastered the basics of sleep learning. Now let's explore the advanced techniques that can accelerate your English fluency even further. These methods have helped thousands of students make remarkable progress while they sleep. Layered learning, the secret of multiple tracks. I discovered that using different types of English audio in the same night can be incredibly effective. Here's my layered approach. First 30 minutes, vocabulary and phrases. Next 30 minutes, simple stories. Final hours, positive English affirmations. Your brain processes different types of information during different sleep stages. By layering content, you're giving your brain varied material to work with throughout the night. The spaced repetition sleep method. This technique revolutionized my sleep learning. Instead of playing new content every night, I created a rotation. Night 1, new story or dialogue. Night 2, same content from Night 1. Night 3, different content. Night 4, return to Night 1 content. Night 5, new content. This spaced repetition helps move information from short-term to long-term memory more effectively. Progressive difficulty scaling. Start with content you understand 90% of. Each week, gradually increase the difficulty until you're listening to material where you understand 60 to 70%. This gentle progression challenges your brain without causing frustration. Thematic learning weeks. Focus on specific themes each week. Week 1, daily routines. Week 2, food and cooking. Week 3, travel and directions. Week 4, social conversations. This concentrated approach helps build connected vocabulary networks in your brain. Binaural beats and language learning. Some students find that combining English audio with binaural beats at specific frequencies, especially theta and delta waves, enhances learning. The beats help put your brain in the ideal state for absorbing language patterns. Personalized audio creation. I started creating my own sleep learning tracks by recording my daily thoughts in simple English stories from my childhood using basic vocabulary. Descriptions of my goals and dreams in English. Hearing my own voice speaking English during sleep created a powerful connection between the language and my personal identity. The 4-7-8 breathing technique. Before starting your sleep learning, try this breathing pattern. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 7 seconds. Exhale for 8 seconds. Repeat 4 times. This calms your nervous system and prepares your brain for optimal learning, sleep, position, and learning. I noticed that sleeping on my right side seemed to make the learning more effective. Research suggests this position may improve memory consolidation. Find what works best for you through experimentation. Temperature cycling. Some advanced learners use slight temperature variations. Cool room, 65 degrees Fahrenheit, 18 degrees Celsius. For first half of night, slightly warmer, 68 degrees Fahrenheit, 20 degrees Celsius. For second half. This natural temperature change mimics our ancestral sleep patterns and may enhance learning. The power of silence. Don't play English audio all night. Include periods of silence, especially during deep sleep phases. Your brain needs quiet time to process and organize what it's learned. Cross-modal learning combines sleep learning with other senses. Use essential oils with specific scents during sleep learning. Have a particular texture of blanket you only use during English sleep. Drink a specific tea before bed. These sensory anchors can enhance memory recall. Progressive vocabulary building. Create sleep tracks that build vocabulary systematically. Night 1, 10 new words plus review words. Night 2, 8 new words plus previous words. Night 3, 6 new words plus all previous words. This systematic approach prevents overwhelm while steadily building your vocabulary. The review morning. Once a week, have a review morning where you listen to clips from the past week's sleep learning. Test yourself on vocabulary and phrases. Record yourself speaking using the learned material. Sleep learning partners. Find a partner who's also doing sleep learning. Share your progress, exchange audio files, and hold each other accountable. The social aspect can significantly boost motivation. Advanced content types to try. English poetry with strong rhythm. Children's stories with moral lessons. Simple scientific explanations. Historical stories in basic English. Cultural descriptions of English-speaking countries. Tracking sophisticated metrics beyond basic tracking. Monitor. Dream recall involving spontaneous English usage during the day. Reduction in translation time in your mind. Improvement in pronunciation intuition. The plateau breaker. When progress slows down, usually around 3 to 4 months, try this. Take 2 to 3 nights off from sleep learning. Return with completely different content types. Increase difficulty level significantly. Change the time you start sleep learning. Mindset shifts for advanced learners. Start thinking of yourself as an English speaker, not a learner. Trust that your subconscious knows more than your conscious mind realizes. Embrace the periods of slow progress as consolidation phases. Celebrate small improvements in intuition and natural usage. Remember, these advanced techniques should be implemented gradually. Add one new method each week and observe how it affects your progress. The most important principle remains consistency. Even with advanced techniques, regular practice is what creates lasting fluency. Tomorrow, we'll explore how to integrate these sleep learning methods with your daily life for maximum impact. But for tonight, choose one advanced technique to experiment with. Notice how it feels and how it affects your English intuition. Your journey to English fluency is unique. These techniques are tools. Experiment to discover what works best for your brain and your lifestyle. Sweet dreams and advanced learning tonight. Your English potential is limitless when you work with your brain's natural capabilities. Art 6. Weaving English into the fabric of your dreams. You have learned the techniques and built the habits. Now, let's explore the final frontier of sleep learning. Transforming your subconscious relationship with English itself. This is where learning stops feeling like practice and starts feeling like a natural part of who you are. I began to notice a profound shift when I stopped treating English as a subject to be studied and started welcoming it as an environment to live in, especially at night. My mindset changed from, "I need to learn this," to, "English is already within me." This is the deepest level of sleep learning, and it's available to you right now. The first step is to move beyond practiced sentences and into the realm of imagination. I started listening to audio that described beautiful, peaceful scenes. A voice would slowly say, "You are walking in a quiet forest. The path is soft under your feet. You hear the birds singing a gentle song. You feel completely at peace." I wasn't just hearing words. I was building a world in my mind, and English was the language of that world. This practice did something remarkable. It disconnected English from stress and connected it to calmness and beauty. My brain began to associate the sound of English with the feeling of peace. When I encountered English during the day, that sense of calm often came with it, reducing my anxiety and making speaking feel more natural. Another powerful method is what I call emotional labeling. Before sleep, I would quietly name my feelings in English. I feel a little tired today. I am grateful for my warm bed. I am excited for tomorrow. This wasn't a grammar exercise. It was a heartfelt conversation with myself in my new language. By tying English directly to my genuine emotions, the words became more than vocabulary. They became expressions of my truth. I also discovered the power of English-only objects in my bedroom. I had a small notebook by my bed, and I made a rule. Any thought I wrote in that notebook before sleep had to be in English, even if it was just one simple sentence. The moon is bright. I am happy. This created a tiny, sacred space where only English existed, reinforcing the idea that it was a language for my private thoughts, not just for communication. The most beautiful change came when I began to experience what I call dream echoes. There were mornings I would wake up and, for a fleeting moment, not be sure if a conversation had happened in a dream or in reality, and it had been in English. This was the ultimate sign that English was sinking below the level of conscious effort and becoming a part of my subconscious mind. Your goal is not to force these moments, but to create the conditions for them. Here's how you can start this deep integration tonight. First, find a story or descriptive audio that paints a picture, not just a lesson. Let it be your guided meditation into sleep. Second, begin a simple ritual. Just before you close your eyes, whisper one true thing about your day in English. Today was long, but I did my best. This links the language to your authentic life. Finally, release all expectation. The deepest learning happens in the silence between the words, in the trust you place in your own mind. You are not just playing audio for a sleeping brain. You are gently inviting English to become a resident of your inner world. This is the final piece of the puzzle. It's no longer about acquiring English, but about inhabiting it. Your nights are the perfect time for this gentle takeover, where English slowly weaves itself into the very fabric of your dreams, and, in doing so, becomes irrevocably a part of you. You are not just learning a language while you sleep. You are growing a second soul in English, one peaceful night at a time. Part 7. The silent conversation. When your brain speaks back, there is a moment in this journey that feels like true magic. It's not when you understand a new word, or when you can finally follow a fast song. It's the first time you have a silent conversation with yourself in English, without ever meaning to. This is the ultimate sign that the language has moved from your ears to your essence. For me, this happened one morning while I was making coffee. I was looking out the window at the rain, and a complete thought formed in my mind, in perfect, simple English. The rain is so peaceful. I'm glad I don't have to go outside today. I stood still for a moment, my coffee forgotten. I hadn't tried to think that. It wasn't a sentence I remembered from a lesson. It was my thought in my voice, but it had chosen English as its vehicle. This was the fruit of my sleep learning. This is what I call the silent conversation. It's when your internal monologue, the voice that narrates your life, spontaneously switches to English. It's the brain's way of showing you that it now considers English a valid and natural channel for thought. This doesn't mean you stop thinking in your native language. It means you have gained a new one, a parallel stream of consciousness. How do you encourage this? You stop practicing speaking and start allowing yourself to speak, even if it's only in your mind. During the day, I began to consciously narrate small, mundane moments in my head, using English. I am tying my shoes. They are blue. I need to buy groceries. The store will be busy. This wasn't a forced exercise. It was a gentle invitation to my brain to use its new tool. The sleep learning had prepared the ground for this. By hearing correct, calm English all night, my brain had absorbed the rhythm and the structure. It knew how to build a sentence without consciously recalling grammar rules. The daytime silent narration was just the activation of that pre-installed software. Another profound shift occurred in my listening. I stopped translating. Before, when I heard English, there was a delay. The sounds would enter my ears, my brain would scramble to decode them into individual words, and then I would mentally translate those words into my native language to understand the meaning. It was a slow, exhausting process. After months of sleep learning, the translation step began to disappear. The English sounds started to map directly to meaning in my mind. I would hear, "It's a beautiful day," and I would feel the meaning. I would see the sun in my mind, without a single word of translation. This is fluency. This is your brain accepting English as a direct source of meaning. Your mission now is to create opportunities for these silent conversations. Let your sleep learning be the input, the rich soil. Then, during the day, provide the spark. Choose one routine activity, walking to the bus, washing dishes, folding laundry, and make it your English thinking time. Don't pressure yourself to form perfect sentences. Just let the English words, for what you see and feel, bubble up. If you can't find a word, it's okay. The intention alone signals to your brain that English is welcome in your private thoughts. This is the final transformation. You are no longer a student of English. You are becoming a person who thinks, dreams, and exists in English. The voice in your head is learning a new language, and with it, you are discovering a new version of yourself. The night has given you the words. The day is giving you the voice. Now, the conversation can truly begin. Part 8. Your English identity, the person you become. While you sleep, we have spoken about methods, mindsets, and silent conversations. But now, we arrive at the heart of the matter, the transformation of your very identity. This isn't just about learning English, it's about the person you are becoming throughout this process, the English-speaking version of you that is gently emerging night after night. In the beginning, I saw English as a separate entity, a mountain I had to climb. I was here, and fluency was way over there. Sleep learning began to dissolve that separation. By allowing English into my most vulnerable and receptive state, my sleep, I was no longer just studying a language. I was integrating it into my being. This English version of you is not a stranger. He or she is not just a collection of memorized phrases. This is the you who is calmer, because you've associated English with the peace of bedtime. This is the you who is more confident, because you've been hearing affirming, positive sentences all night long. This is the you who doesn't panic when a sentence is grammatically imperfect, because your sleep learning has been about meaning and feeling, not perfection. I remember the first time I truly met this version of myself. I was in a shop abroad, and the cashier asked me a simple question I hadn't anticipated. The old me would have frozen, my mind going blank with fear. But on that day, a sentence formed and left my mouth almost on its own. It was simple. It wasn't perfect, but it was effective. And more importantly, it felt natural. It didn't feel like I was struggling to speak English. It felt like I was just speaking. The person who responded was the calm, confident person who had been listening to English in their sleep for months. This is your goal, to close the gap between you and English you. And your sleep is the most powerful tool to do this. While you sleep, there is no self-consciousness, no fear of mistakes, no critical teacher. There is only acceptance. Your subconscious mind accepts the language without judgment, weaving it into the core of your identity. So, how do you consciously nurture this new identity? First, give this English version of you a little space to exist during the day. It could be a 5-minute journal where you write as your English self. What does this more confident you think about? What are their hopes? You might be surprised at what comes out. Second, pay attention to the small victories. The first time you dream in English, even just a word. The first time you curse in English when you stub your toe. The first time you sing along to a song without looking at the lyrics. These are not random events. They are signs of your new identity taking root. Your nightly routine is no longer just a learning session. It is a daily reunion with this evolving part of yourself. When you press play tonight, do it with a new intention. You are not just feeding your brain information. You are spending time with the fluent, confident English speaker you are in the process of becoming. Every night, as you drift off, you are not a student going to class. You are a bilingual soul, returning to a familiar home. And each morning, you bring a little more of that home back with you into your waking life. This is the final secret. Fluency isn't a destination you reach. It is a person you become. And that person is already inside you, waiting to be awakened, night after peaceful night. Part 9. The Symphony of the Night. Orchestrating your English growth. We have journeyed far together, from the first hesitant night to the emergence of a new English-speaking self. Now, I want to leave you with a final, powerful concept. Think of your sleep learning not as a simple recording, but as a symphony you conduct each night. You are the composer, the conductor, and the audience of this beautiful performance that unfolds in the theater of your mind. A symphony has movements, different sections that create a complete and emotional experience. Your sleep learning can be the same. Instead of a single, monotonous track, you can design a nightly journey for your brain. The first movement, the overture of connection. This is the first 10 to 15 minutes as you lie down. Here, listen to something that deeply connects English to your personal world. It could be a short story you loved as a child, told in simple English. It could be you, recording your own diary entry from the day. This movement is about warmth and relevance. It tells your brain, this language is about my life. The second movement, the adagio of absorption. As you drift closer to sleep, switch to the core material you wish to absorb. This is the slow, repetitive, and clear audio, the vocabulary, the phrases, the grammatical structures you want to internalize. The pace is slow. The tone is calm. This movement is the deep work, where your subconscious begins its primary task of pattern recognition and filing away new information. The volume should be just a soft whisper, a guide into dreams. The third movement, the nocturne of identity. This is the audio that plays as you are fully asleep. This is where you use the most powerful identity-level affirmations and narratives. I am a fluent English speaker. I express myself with ease and joy. English flows through me like a gentle river. While you are asleep, your critical guard is down, and these messages sink directly into the foundation of your self-concept. They shape the person you are becoming. The final movement, the dawn of integration. If you can, set your audio to play a gentle, uplifting piece for the last 20 minutes of your sleep as you begin to surface towards wakefulness. This could be a beautiful English poem, an inspiring monologue, or even a description of a perfect, confident day. This movement helps bridge the world of your dreams with your waking reality, ensuring you carry the tone and confidence of your sleep learning into your morning. You are the conductor of this symphony. You choose the pieces for each movement. One night, the absorption movement might focus on business English. Another night, it might be focused on conversational phrases for travel. You adjust the repertoire based on your goals. This approach prevents the boredom of repetition and respects the different stages of your sleep cycle. It creates a rich, multi-layered learning experience that is both effective and deeply enjoyable. So tonight, as you prepare for sleep, don't just press play. Lift your conductor's baton. Command the orchestra of your mind. Guide yourself through a beautiful four-movement symphony designed to compose fluency, one peaceful night at a time. This is not just learning. This is artistry. And you are the artist. Part 10. The Art of Letting Go. Your final lesson. We have reached a pivotal moment in our journey together. You have learned the techniques, composed your nightly symphonies of learning, and begun to meet the fluent, confident English speaker who has been living within you all along. Now, there is only one lesson left, and it is the most important, the most profound of all: the art of letting go. There comes a point on this path where the most powerful thing you can do for your English is to stop trying to learn it. I know this may sound contradictory after everything we have discussed, after all the methods and routines we have built. But this is the ultimate truth, the final key that unlocks a state of natural, effortless fluency. Think of a seed you have planted in the most fertile soil. You have carefully watered it, given it ample sunlight, and protected it from the harsh elements. Now, it must be left alone to grow on its own in the silent, dark mystery of the earth. If you keep digging it up every day to check on its roots, to measure its progress, you will only disturb its growth and ultimately kill the very life you are trying to nurture. Your mind is the same. You have planted thousands of seeds of English through countless nights of gentle, receptive listening. You have provided the consistent water of your routine and the warm sunlight of your positive mindset. The intricate structures of the language, the grammar, the vocabulary, the rhythm, are now being woven into the very fabric of your neural pathways. The most important work is happening completely beneath the surface of your awareness, in the quiet workshop of your subconscious. Now, your most vital task is to trust the work you have done. I truly entered this phase when I realized one night that I was no longer consciously doing sleep learning. I was simply going to bed, and English was a natural, comforting, and expected part of my nightly ritual, as familiar as the weight of the blanket I pulled over myself. The anxious, intense focus on, "Is this working?" or "Am I improving?" had completely vanished. I had let go of the outcome. I had released the need for immediate proof. It is in this spaciousness of release that the most authentic and permanent growth occurs. This is the threshold you cross when you stop performing English and start inhabiting it. You cease the exhausting effort of translating your personality into English, and instead, you allow your English-speaking self to simply live, to think, and to express directly from the heart. This does not mean you abandon your routine. It means you shift your intention behind it. Your final practice is to release the pressure. Go into your nights not as a student with a goal, but as a listener seeking comfort. Listen not to acquire, but to enjoy. Let the words wash over you not as lessons to be deciphered, but as a soothing lullaby for the soul. Your job is no longer to grasp, but to gracefully receive. In this state of receptive allowing, your brain is finally, completely free to do its most sophisticated and elegant work, making English yours on an intuitive, unshakable, and organic level. You are not a student anymore. You are a gardener who has tenderly planted the seeds, provided all the necessary conditions, and now can step back in faith, watching with quiet wonder as the garden grows itself. This is not the end of your journey. It is the beautiful beginning of a new, effortless, and lifelong relationship with the English language. Part 10. The final note. Your English life begins now. And so, we arrive here, at the end of our discussions and the beginning of your unassisted journey. If you take only one thing from all we have shared, let it be this profound truth. You no longer need to learn English. You need to live with it. The search for a secret method, a faster way, a magic solution, it ends tonight, because you already hold it. You have discovered that the relentless pursuit of fluency can finally give way to a peaceful partnership with the language. The struggle is over. The effort can cease. From this night forward, your relationship with English transforms. It is no longer a subject to be mastered, but an environment to be enjoyed. It is the soft-spoken friend who accompanies you into your dreams, the gentle voice that greets you at dawn. It is the familiar soundtrack to your quietest moments. You have everything you need. You have the understanding of how your sleeping mind works as your most devoted teacher. You have the techniques to compose nights of effortless learning. You have the identity of a calm and confident English speaker living within you. Now, The only thing left to do is to live your life. Let English be the music you listen to while you cook. Let it be the podcast you hear on your walk. Let it be the book on your bedside table. And when night falls, let it be the gentle rhythm that guides you into sleep, not as a task, but as a tradition of self-care and gentle growth. Do not strive. Do not strain. Simply allow. Trust the silent, intelligent work that continues within you while you rest. You are no longer a student building a skill. You are a person living your life in 2 languages. The door is open. The path is clear. You are already the English speaker you once wished to become. So close your eyes tonight, press play, and rest in the certainty that you are home. Your English life has already begun. Thank you for walking this path with me. This is English Tonight, signing off with a wish for you of sweet dreams and a future filled with the joyful sound of your own voice, speaking English with ease. Goodbye and good luck.